everybody doing? Well, doing well, thank you.
Whether it's first round Anthony Edwards, second round KD, third round LeBron and AD, or this round Jimmy Butler, what does your process look like in studying these guys and preparing for them, knowing that you're going to have a war going up against them defensively?
Well, we have player personnel sheets and booklets, essentially, that we can go through and study players' tendencies, where their strengths are, what they like to get to, how they're most effective, and then I just kind of go through that, treat it like Bible for the next couple of days, and, just stick to the script.
You got a lot of praise for your defense throughout the playoffs, and I don't know if you were regarded as, like the type of defender that you're regarded as now when you were in Orlando. Are you enjoying showing the world this side of your game, and have you always thought that you've had this kind of defensive level, inside of you?
Well, I came into the league as a defender. I tell all young guys coming into the league, find a niche. It's going to help you stay in the league. And my niche was defense, so it's been there. I've been able to develop it and kind of fine-tune it. But I'm most excited about helping my team. I'm not really worried about showing the world anything. I do it for the guys that are in the locker room. And if I can take on that task of guarding the best player night in and night out and make it easier for the guys around me so that they can focus on their jobs, so be it. I'll do that every time.
Hey, Aaron, a lot of your teammates praised you for kind of revamping your game, and you kind of meshed it with what works best with Nicole and Jamal. Can you just take us through that process? How did you kind of overhaul your game to make it sure it meshed more with what was on the floor?
It's not really about overhauling as much. It's just reading the game. Those guys are such great players in this locker room and playing on the floor that you just have to make the right read. You got to be in the right spot every time, and do what the game is asking of you. And I've gotten to playing the dunker a lot, which I love to do.
AG, how much respect is there for the Heat with all the undrafted players that have played for them in the playoffs? And Spoelstra's a great coach, and sort of that Heat culture. How much respect do you guys have in the locker room for them?
We got the utmost respect for them. They fight and they scrap, and they have no quit in them. They play through 48 minutes a game. And more if necessary. They play fearless. They play disciplined. They're well coached, and have some guys that have been there before, and have some guys that have chips on their shoulder. So, I'm not looking at the seeding or the story around it. This is a very talented basketball team, a professional basketball team, and all those guys over there got game, so we respect it.
Aaron, is there anything from last year's series against Golden State that you've taken and applied to this postseason that's allowed you to have success?
Oh, man, just how much I appreciate KCP and Brucey B, chasing around guards. I was trying to guard a lot in that Warriors series between Clay and chasing around Steph a little bit, and then switching to Draymond, and there's just a lot. We got some defenders on this team, some two-way guys. It's nice to have those guys around and locked in on the defensive end, and then just the physicality of the game. Understanding that there's going to be some fouls that don't necessarily get called, but that cannot deter you from attacking the rim and attacking the game every single time.
Aaron, there's a lot's been made about Miami's three-point shooting for good reason. Above 43% against Miami and Boston. They're above, I think they're at 38% on above the break threes. What are you guys seeing from how they're getting to these three-point shots?
A lot of drive and kick, and a lot of slips. They work the clock. They use all 24 seconds of it to find the best shot. They play good to great, and it's going to get you a higher percentage. They do that time in and time. Every possession, they play good to great.
Aaron, how has the rest been maybe an advantage for you guys?
Well, we've been working. It's not like we got our feet kicked back or our hands back and our feet kicked up. We've been working. We've been locked in the gym, working diligently. So we feel like we're in a good space. It's been a good balance of work to rest. Happy we have home court advantage.
Yeah, Aaron, Malone talked about trying to use altitude and make it show up in these finals. How do you use that to your advantage, especially knowing that Miami just got in last night and has basically 2 days to acclimate?
Well, the altitude actually it is an advantage. It plays a difference. I remember when I was in Orlando and coming to play against Denver, it was difficult. Just to get your first and second win. But that team is full of fighters. That team is excuseless. They don't make excuses, and they will not use that as an excuse. And honestly, we're just going to play our game and try and run them and just play the way that we know how to play.
Hey, Aaron, you talk about the altitude and the home court advantage. Was this Eastern Conference Series result what you were hoping for? Were you rooting for Miami to win it so that you guys would be able to stay here and kind of catch them tired at altitude and get to home court?
You always want to keep home court. So first and foremost, it's what we worked for all season long, to have that home court advantage. But I've been telling my guys all year, we don't want the easy route. We don't want anything easy. We want to be great, and Miami is the best team out of the East, and that's what we want.
Aaron, the series is going to come down to more than just you guarding Jimmy, but you've probably seen him on the court more than any player you've gone against in the playoffs. So I guess how is that an advantage if it is? And Coach Malone talked about he's really good at getting to his spot, so how do you make that difficult for him?
Well, Jimmy's a difficult cover for different reasons than the guys I've guarded in the past, like KD and LeBron, Cat. Jimmy does everything. He does all the intangible things. He gets out in transition. He gets cuts. He gets offensive rebounds. He gets back doors. He gets spin outs. He does a lot of the game within the game. As well as being really skilled, So he's a difficult cover. Just make it tough for him. Play without fouling to the best of my ability, and just compete. That's really what it comes down to.
Aaron, as a defender in the league, obviously so much. There's a lot of guarding pick and roll, guarding two-man game that's part of the diet of a defender. But what is unique about the way, from your perspective, that Jamal and Nikola do that dance that's different than other players in the league? The way that they play the two-man game.
Oh, the way that they play the pick and roll?
Yeah.
I just think it's lethal just because of their ability to score from all three levels. It's rare, it's really rare that you can have a guard and a big that can both shoot the three, both score in the mid-range with the floater and attack the rim. It's very rare. You don't see it often at all.
Okay. Aaron, do you have any recollection when you were younger of watching finals when you were growing up? And ultimately, what does it mean to you to be on this stage playing as opposed to watching it if you did watch it?
Well, of course I watched the finals. It's just it's an awesome feeling. It's amazing. I'm doing it for everybody that's ever helped me in my life. I'm doing it for the people around me. And just proving us right, It's hard to put into words, how amazing this experience is. Playing basketball at the highest level is a blessing, and I'm doing everything in my power to continue to receive those blessings for myself, my family, and my team.
Aaron, Miami plays more zone than anybody in the NBA. The Nuggets, you guys have been really good at attacking the zone. What is the key for an offense when going up against the zone, and why do you think the team has been so good against it?
The key to going up against a zone is, good shooting, that always helps. You know, if you got some lethal shooters out there, you can just shoot people out of the zone. Ball movement, patience, attacking the zone, the middle of the zone, and really the middle of the zone. That's what unlocks it all. If you can get it in the middle of the zone, everything else kind of unlocks. Oh, yeah, and offensive rebounding against the zone as well.
All right, we'll go to Jim Conlon, RTB Radio Ireland.
Hi, Aaron. Aaron, in terms of Miami Heat, when they've been successful so far in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler has averaged 27 points or more. In terms of having a target in terms of limiting Jimmy, do you think maybe if you can keep him under 22 points, and you set targets for elite players when you set to mark them?
Yeah, I mean, he's been going crazy. I don't really set targets for like points. I just want to make it as difficult as I possibly can for him all night long through 48. During the entire series, just make him everything that he gets tough. You know, make him work for everything. And it's not like a one-on-one. You know, basketball's a 5-on-5 game, and it's going to be a 5-man defense out there. So just make him work, and like I said, just make it tough. Not necessarily worry about the points. You know, if he gets to his 27 mark, but he takes however many shots, you know, it's a win.
All right, we'll take one more. We'll end with Christos Salte, Bordeaux, Greece.
Hello, Aaron. Hope you are doing well. How important is the game one of that series? Because both you and the Miami Heat have won all the game ones during this postseason. How important is that game one? What do you need to do to set the tone in this series?
Just do what we've been doing all year. You know, take care of our home floor. We've been great on our home floor all year long, and we don't expect that to change. We want to be disciplined through 48, have energy, play hard, and play smart through 48 minutes, and I believe we'll come out of here with a dub.
Cool. Thank you, Aaron. We'll get Jeff Green in here real quick.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys.
Oh, man. I got a better chair.
Jeff, Jeff over here. When you made the finals in 2018, is there anything that you can take from that and apply, or say this was my experience several years ago, and I'm not going to let that with the ultimate result happen again?
Yes and no. I mean, a lot of things that it's more feeling and being in the moment. A lot of things you carry over to the finals. When the finals start, for me, I was stuck in the moment of just making it to the finals instead of actually enjoying the moment of being there, you know, and playing. You know, but it's nothing you really take over. It's about just, you know, accepting where you're at and, you know, being prepared.
Jeff, you were on those Boston teams playing against the Heat in 2012 and 13 and 14. How much respect do you have for the organization? With Spoelstra, Pat Riley, and then this kind of new group of players they have now?
A lot of respect. They've created a culture. It's their way, and it works. They established something that's been beneficial to them, that's gotten them to places over and over and over that a lot of teams haven't. So, much respect to them. Much respect to Spo. How he gives his guys confidence to go out there and produce, no matter who's on the floor. And, obviously, Pat is Pat. He's been doing this thing in this league for a long-ass time. So you got to give respect where respect is due.
Jeff, having seen every defensive scheme thrown at Nikola and, Spo, what do you expect Spo to try to do? And knowing how good Joker is at the elbow, how do you think he'll handle the any zones that might be thrown at him?
I mean, honestly, I don't know what they're going to do. That's a question for them. I know we're prepared, for what they bring to the table. You watch their game. They play zone. They play hard-nosed man-to-man. They can play all different type of ways. But we have to make sure that we're prepared and, we execute whatever we're trying to do.
Hey, Jeff, over here on your right. How do you, guard against rust, if you will, like the rest benefit of having 9 days off
Say that again.
You have 9 days off, so there's a benefit to the rest, but there's the rest versus rust that y'all haven't been on the court since last. How do you guard against, I guess, coming out, not as sharp as you'd like?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about just playing with effort. I mean, we did what we have to do in the playoffs to get to this point, and that came with rest. Our job is to go out there and execute, play hard, and try to get the win. Russ, I don't think nobody on our team has ever even thought about it. I think Coach did a great job of, making sure that we stayed well conditioned through the practices that we had. And, when the game time comes, everybody's going to get tired. Like, we can't, control that. But, our job is to go out there and play with effort, play with pace, and, play Denver Nuggets basketball.
Can you take us inside some of those practices and just describe a little bit more in detail how Coach did implement conditioning into game-like strategy and different scenarios?
How much time we got?
As much as you'd like to give us.
So, I mean, one scenario is just a lot of up and down, 5-on-0 scenarios, 5-on-5 scenarios. That's pretty much it. That's without giving you a long, breakdown of every practice. High intensity, throwing every kind of scenario at us. All I can say is he did a great job, without going into too much detail.
Jeff, Aaron's gone from guarding Cat to Kevin Durant to LeBron to Jimmy Butler. Now, from your perspective, what's been the most impressive aspect of the defense that he's played in these playoffs so far?
The adjustment of going from player to player. And it's not, you just named, 3 guys from each series, but Aaron has been guarding multiple guys, each series. It's not just the guys that you singled out. He's been doing a good job of understanding the assignment on who he's guarding, while also knowing personnel if there's a switch. But I think he's been doing a tremendous job. He's part of the reason why we're here. It starts with defense, and he's, the head of the snake on that defensive end, and the pressure that he puts on their main guys.
Jeff, the team is Miami is known very, very much for playing a lot of zone and doing a lot, mixing up their coverages and whatnot. What's the key, do you think, in terms of attacking their zone this time around and various advantages you guys can create?
Our job is to try to make plays for each other, try to find the open spots, just try to make the right reads. How they play, with their zone, they do different things within their zone, obviously. So our job is just to, be aggressive and make plays. Cool?
All right, we'll take a couple on Zoom real quick.
Damn. Where am I?
JD Dyer with Sky Sports.
Oh, okay.
Jeff, how you doing first of all today, man?
I'm great. Just damn.
I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. 10 years ago, something life-changing happened to you, right? And I process and I think about your journey, but I also take your quotation. You saying you worked your butt off to be back in this situation. Having a taste of what the finals feels like before, but now obviously have an opportunity to win the championship again. How do you look at your journey, and how do you process it differently this time?
Thank you. First of all, great question. How do I look at my journey? Man, long story short, I'm proud of myself, from all the obstacles that I've, been through my career. Like you said, the obstacle that I faced, 10 plus years ago, not allowing those type of things to hold me back, breaking barriers down, multiple teams, adapting to every circumstance. To be at this point, 16 years of my career, I'm happy, I'm excited. This is a blessing. It shows the hard work, whether people want to look at it or not, with all I've been through, with everybody knows, to be at this point, being productive, giving something on a great team in the finals, I think it's amazing. So I'm proud of myself on how I got to this point and accomplished some of the things that I wanted to do.
All right, we'll take one more. We'll end with Javarn Crouch Oswald, Bench Views TV.
Is he there?
Yeah, he's there, you guys.
Hi, Jeff. Sorry about that.
It's all good. You had it on mute.
Overall, though, Jeff, what would it be like for you to not only win your first NBA title, but bring a title to Denver as well?
It's everything. This is what I play for. For me, I always played, for team first. And the ultimate goal was to always win a championship. So it'll be everything. It'll be, like I said, with, everything I've been through in my career, to win the championship is everything. And for the city of Denver, same thing. I'm pretty sure that they're excited for this and, long awaited for this moment. So, we go out there, we play for the city of Denver, and, we're going to give them everything we have in order to bring that championship home. So we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Jeff, thanks for coming out, everybody.
Yep.